From the Bramble Jam Podcast Network studios, it's the Diss List with Brandon Dan. 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 Yeah!
Wow, wow, wow.
Woo,
Dan,
boy.
we have our work cut out for us today. You can feel it.
It's a different energy.
It's a different
you
energy.
walked in as a
today.
little tense over with Casey and the Moneymakers and the band over
Everyone
there.
good over there?
Everybody good? Good?
All right.
Everybody's okay. New drummer. I don't know what
New
that's
drummer.
about. I don't know what it's about. I didn't ask questions. I'm not in the band. I don't know what it's about.
Jaron.
Jaron the drummer.
Jaron
Jaron the drummer. We're not asking about the old drummer. Things can go sideways in a hurry. Brand, what's the Diss List about?
The Diss List is a simple program,
Simple.
Dan. We bring on a guest every single week who brings a list of something that they're passionate about, or maybe that they're an expert in, or just something that they, picked at random. It doesn't
That's right.
matter.
Yeah.
And they bring a top 10 list that is related to that topic. And they'll walk it through with us 10 through 1. We'll discuss it.
That's right. We will.
Perhaps diss it a little
Perhaps
bit.
even diss it a little bit. Yes.
And then, Dan, both you and I are going to get a chance to change the list.
to tinker with that list a
Dan,
bit.
you're going to get to make some changes, flip to, replace to. If you think one should be higher, if you think one belongs that isn't on there, you can do all of that.
That's right.
And then I can do the exact same thing. And then our guest is going to have 2 lists to choose from to pick which list is the definitive list of that topic.
Who's our guest this week, Brand?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Wow.
I was told that I'm not allowed to know.
You're not allowed to know.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this. He's a big screen star.
He's a big screen star.
That's right. And he just
We got Pedro Pascal.
We got Pedro Pascal. We did. And I'm getting worried. He did just cancel.
Pedro canceled?
It was a lot like the Weapons situation. He was in the movie and then he just was like, I can't do this movie anymore. We got the next best thing. He's the new star of Sullivan's Crossing.
Yes.
He's the opposite Chad Michael Murray, but he's his equal in good looks. It's Marcus Rosner, everybody.
Oh my goodness. Marcus Rosner.
What's up, man? Can't hear you. Why can't we hear you? That's weird.
How about now?
Oh, yeah, we can.
There it is.
We did a full intro.
And
Go ahead.
we're in.
Yeah.
I for dramatic effect.
Yeah, no, that was really good. That was really
I
good.
just want to apologize for Pedro. He really wanted to be here.
Yeah.
He sent me instead.
Yeah, I didn't know that you and Pedro knew each other.
That's cool.
We do. Yeah, we do. We share an anxiety disorder that we
That's great.
very touchy.
Yeah, and anytime you're having a hard time, you just go over, regardless if it's real star, and you hold hands.
That's right.
We just hug.
And we love
Yeah,
that.
hug
We
it
love
out.
that for you. We love that for him. Let's talk about what you are wanting to talk about today. You could have chosen anything in the world. You could choose, top 10 LeBron James highlights.
What?
You didn't
That'd be a
do
good one.
You didn't do that. You could choose top 10 Canadian
Edmonton
cities.
Oilers. Can you imagine us trying to listen to a list of top 10 Edmonton Oilers and having any opinion on it whatsoever? Connor McDavid.
like,
That's the only
sure.
one I know.
Yeah, you honestly could make up 10 names.
That's
and be
right.
Like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
You didn't do any of that, though. You did something else. Explain to the people what you brought and why you brought it.
Yeah, well, as you guys said, you picked something that's either completely out of random or that you're an expert in, and I am an expert in superpowers.
Whoa.
Yeah, through I have no background in it. I just consider myself an expert.
I love it.
Yeah, I've anointed myself, and it was the most interesting one on the list that you presented to me. So here we are.
Are you a big comic book boy?
No.
Okay.
No. But you know what I like about superpowers? It feels very subjective. Even as I was putting the list together, I was like, okay, this is what I think, but you could show me 5 versions of this list, and I'd probably agree with it because it's all just make believe anyway. There's not like we did the chips a few months ago, and it was like, okay, some chips are clearly garbage, and some chips are awesome. This is going to be really interesting to discuss because I think I might have my own mind changed. I made this list in 5 minutes, so we'll see.
So before we get into the superpowers, speaking of the chips, you were on that episode with our friend Britt Bristow. I need to report to you that the Fresh Market, which is a grocery store chain here in America, now has their own all-dressed chips, and they're terrible.
Oh.
They are barely seasoned. It was such a disappointing experience. I found them, I was excited, and it was such a downer, and I just need you to know that we just still can't replicate it. I don't know why we can't, but we can't.
Now, do you just not have like the palate for it because you've gone your whole life without experiencing them, or are they genuinely bad all dressed chips?
No, they're bad all dressed chips because I love the Ruffles all dressed chips that Britt brought. I thought were fantastic, and I'm one of these people that thinks that most chips don't have enough seasoning on them. Like we've talked about this, but the salt and vinegar really's got a punch, and the all dressed needs to punch, and it just didn't. It just the ones at Fresh Market didn't punch, and that was a downer. So there's that.
They need to be loaded. Like those Miss Vickies, it's just you couldn't possibly get more flavor on those.
You get
those
it.
are the best ones.
You get it. Yeah.
Simpatico.
Exactly. Can't get enough flavor.
We are going to leave Miss Vicky in the rear view mirror.
Could be one of the superpowers.
It
You
could
don't know.
be.
Could
Miss
be.
Vicky in and of herself is a superpower. But let's get to it, Marcus. Number 10 of the top 10 superpowers. What are you going with to start this list?
Okay, we're going to start off with immortality / eternal youth, obviously.
We're going to start out number 10 being you can't die. There's 9. He's got 9 ahead of this.
I can see we're going to have problems.
I love that.
Marcus
and
wants
I'm ready for it.
Marcus wants to die so badly.
Yeah.
he's got 9 superpowers ahead of you can't die.
Not a fan of the list. Very clear. Okay, starting off on the wrong foot.
All right.
Here's my argument. Here it comes. Okay, so you can't age and you never die. Where do you get the essence of life from, moment to moment, if you just know it's going to be perpetual? And not only like, I mean, we'll get further into this list, and then there's like invincibility type stuff where you can't be hurt. So I guess just to distinguish here, this is simply like you're not aging, and therefore you don't approach a death. You can still get hit by a truck. You can still get, struck by lightning. All these things.
Okay.
But this is like I think. Yeah, I think that we have to do that. Otherwise, you're just some indestructible freak who's just going to be miserable.
But if you get hit by a truck and all of your internal organs fail, you have to have some sort of healing mechanism, right? Like you have to be able to heal yourself to continue to live, right?
I think this is simply devoid of outside force. You don't age and you live eternally.
Okay.
Just to draw a clear line.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
I really what you're focusing in on here, and I do
it's
appreciate
like being a vampire, basically.
Yeah. The never aging of the living forever, specifically the eternal youth of it all. The Tuck Everlasting is our graphics department.
Yeah, really great job there by our graphics department.
Shout out to Tuck Everlasting.
That's right.
A movie I love.
I can't believe you love that movie. It's a great book. It's a trash movie. And I think we all agree, like 10 out of 10 people agree it's a trash movie.
I don't. Anyway, I think of the things I like your logic here because it is the weight that comes with this.
Yeah.
I think this would weigh heavy on a lot of people. It would be dope for a while. And then eventually like part of life is truly living, and having those moments over time that come as you age, like that's a part of the process. And so this is one of those things that you might hope for and then get and then hate.
Well, you just, I think that we're getting deep off the bat here. Yeah. And who would expect anything less than this from
the
one Marcus Rosner?
The impending doom of death is partly,
the reason that you cherish the moments you have with your kids is because they're not forever. Like it's legitimately like if your kid was going to be, like if I was going to have to potty train my kid forever, it would be a tough sled. But you remember these things fondly because they don't last. There's a beauty in them not lasting. Having said that, the older that you get, you want to do more things. And so immortality allows you the opportunity of experience. The superpower is you don't, you get the experience as much. You get to absolutely just mainline experience as much as you want. And I think, when I don't know what's coming on your list, but when you think of superpowers, I immediately start thinking of Superman, everything he can do. So like flying, X-ray vision, lasers coming out of his eyes, bulletproof. Like I just think of Superman. And so this I don't think of, but if I think of it, I feel like it's stronger than that in my head, at least. But I get the existential argument.
What's not being defined here, which seems relevant to the conversation, is at what age does it kick in?
Sure. Right? Yeah, that's true.
Because you're going to have this breadth of experience up to that point, and then you're going to be physically stuck in that point.
Right.
But then your mind and everything around you will age. It was really like watching everybody that you love die eventually, which was kind of like if you could hand this to everybody that you knew, maybe it's a different list.
Yeah. But I mean, you're at peak Rosner right now. Look at this guy. I mean, have you seen this?
Peak Rosner.
I mean, this is when he'd want to be immortal, right?
There is really no way to know with your shirt on, but as far as we can tell right now, as is presented to us, it is peak Rosner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could tell you safely I'm on the downside of the peak, but I probably got about 5 more years before it's obvious to everybody else.
You're doing a great job hiding it. The flannel, there's something about the flannel that really does it.
Yeah.
This is an interesting number 10 because it's just one of those things
it seems to be the trump card of superpowers.
It does,
and you put it at 10. But I get what you're saying. I do think the idea of, I heard immortality and I was like, there's no way this is 10. But being stuck at a certain age, I think, there's the Benjamin Button of it all,
Like imagine if you got to 100 and then it was like, okay, and now you're going to stop aging and never die. You'd be like, this sucks.
That's not a superpower. That's a curse. You've been cursed by a witch somewhere because you didn't do something you're supposed to do. That's different.
Well, Benjamin Button, he's not
immortal.
It's an opposite.
But he gets to experience. The thing about Benjamin Button is he gets to, with a youthful body, experience it with the age and experience of an old person, which is the definition. I think F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote that short story. The whole point of what he was saying is what if you had the wisdom of someone who had lived a life at 60, but the physical body to actually utilize that wisdom?
Sure.
Pretty deep idea. And that's kind of what immortality is. But just a shorter infinity of
until you fall in love and then you're stuck with Baby.
Then all of a sudden Kate Blanchett is kissing Baby.
You're stuck with Baby.
It's weird.
You're stuck with Baby. And we do have to acknowledge
it's weird. Yes, that's true.
All right. Number 9. We're not talking about Benjamin Button today. We're talking about superpowers.
Number
9 Benjamin Button? Do I have that on my... I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Number 9, what you got?
Number 9 is Benjamin Button. Telepathy. So reading or communicating with thoughts. Okay. So I was really thinking more along, if you could communicate with thoughts, it's another thing. So what I was thinking about when I put it at 9 here was reading people's thoughts. And I thought, like, knee-jerk reaction, absolutely. You would have so much power in the world. But I know that with the amount that I already assess and guess what people are thinking about me moment to moment and how that messes with my head, to be able to actually read it would just cripple me. And so I'm like, so I threw that at 9 because I was like, this is one of those ones that sounds like a good idea, but I think when you dig deeper on it, it's a disaster. Your thoughts?
It's an interesting one.
I'm really starting to dive deep in the fact that do we want superpowers?
That is a great question. It's a great question. I like this at 9. I think we've all been close enough to somebody where, sometimes you have that moment where you look at somebody that you like love and know, and you guys can kind of do this telepathy thing, like where you're like, and there's a power that comes with that. Like that was pretty cool. What just happened? And to be able to do that at will, where you're kind of doing this thing, or you're able to like, I know exactly what this person's thinking right now. There is a power that comes with that. That's pretty cool. To your point, it can get tough. It can get murky. But I like it. I like it at 9, I think. I think this is a good 9.
I think this is a Mount Rushmore
really?
Superpower. Yeah. I think this is a Mount Rushmore superpower. And I think it's personality based because for me, I'm going to sleep fine regardless of what you think of me. Although I care what you think of me. I hope that I'm kind and compassionate and I'm a good person, but it's not gonna change my day to day probably as much as some other people. Where I would maybe get sidetracked with this, I think there's so much you can do with this that's good or that's evil. I do think you could be a really terrible villain with this power or a really great person with this power. I would get sidetracked in the minutia of this. Like, there's so many things that I would read an opinion of someone about something stupid like potato chips, and I would just perseverate and be like, what? How could you possibly think that Domino's pizza is good pizza? You know what I mean? Like, that's where I would get sidetracked, is if I could find a way to quell the unnecessary thoughts of people and just have, like, Professor X has this ability to only, know what people are thinking when it helps him out, then I'm all in on this power. I think this would save me a lot of time. I'm a cut to the chase kind of human being. And so I love this. I think this should be higher on the list. I think it should be higher on the list.
Yeah, you guys are speaking to a very important aspect of this thing, right? Which is, like, can you turn it off? Can you turn it on?
Yeah.
And I was really operating under the pretense that you could not turn it off.
Okay.
If you could be selective with it, it's a whole different thing for sure.
Yep.
Like, what's that guy's PIN code? It's like you can really.
It's interesting that
To
you
mess
went
with
right to the
people.
PIN code.
I think you're trying to make a villain here is what you're doing.
All my superpowers will come to light as just like villainous behavior.
That's right. How can I get rich off of this? We got to figure out a way to make money off of this. All right, number 8, Marcus. What do we got?
We got precognition,
Ooh.
seeing what's coming.
Yeah.
So this really feels. I almost think that the first section of my list here can be summarized by, like, things that, of course, sound like a good idea, but then there's this great flip side where there's just extensive negatives.
All
And
three of
so-
these are so Pyrrhic. They're so just like, there is an absolute Achilles of vulnerability to all three of these that is so dangerous.
Right? Exactly. I'm glad you're seeing it. Okay. So precognition. Like the telepathy, maybe too much information, maybe you don't really want to know what's around that corner. Maybe that takes some zest off the life, like the eternal youth argument that I made. Maybe it sort of causes anxiety, like the telepathy argument I made. But again, this goes back to, can you turn it off and can you turn it
Yeah.
on?
Can you be
So I don't know.
selective with this? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know why I assumed that you would not be able to with any of these, but that's how I clearly put this list together. So
Interesting.
You
And
know
then
how-
how would you use it as a villain? How would you use it as a bad guy?
There's so many ways you could use this as a villain.
so many ways.
So many ways.
You know how I know our graphics department has never seen the movie Minority Report is because the graphic for this isn't Samantha Morton from Minority Report.
Google's Samantha Morton.
Brandon has never seen Minority Report.
That's true. I haven't.
which
I'm
I-
also not the
Incredible movie.
graphics department. I don't know why you're
phenomenal.
lumping me in with the
Incredible
graphics
movie.
department.
But you haven't either.
All in favor.
Sure.
It
Because
is true.
normally you would tell the graphics
Me and the
department.
graphics department will.
That's right.
We'll
That's right.
go see it
What
together.
do you think about precog?
I really like this one. I think that there is a lot of power that comes with. To me, this is like just a vision coming to somebody, right? That's just
So you get tomorrow's newspaper today.
100%. Obviously, the bigger question here is, like, what can you do about it? Can you stop the thing
Yeah.
from happening? Is that, which I think would have to go hand in hand with this. Like, what is the point of having this superpower if you can't then use it for good? If you
Yeah.
can't, if you see something, if you see a bus is about to hit somebody, if you can't then change that, then it is no good. So in that case, I think that this is one heck of a superpower where you can see something, know that something bad is going to happen, and then work to change that. There's a lot of power that comes with
So
that.
I took it as just being able to see it. So for me, the changing aspect changes this superpower. If it's just like, for me, I don't want to know the future. That's the most of these first three. The scariest of these first three superpowers is not living forever and is not being able to read people's thoughts in their current moment, because I know I can change like, if they have a thought that I don't really love, like, and I think it's important, like, we can work on, like, hey, why is this way? knowing the future is terrifying unless you can manipulate the future. If you can manipulate the future, then different story. But then you're going to spend your whole day, even if you can, trying to change all this tragedy that happens. And it's just man, that's tough. But
can't you assume your impact on it? Because simply knowing what's going to happen, you could act with all of your normal abilities as we have as humans to impact that timeline, right?
You carry the weight of all of this sorrow that you know is coming. Like, imagine knowing that something's coming and you can either tell other people and ruin their day, or you can just keep it to yourself. Man, that's a tough one. I get the bonus of it. That's a tough one.
I don't know. To me, I like this more than telepathy, which is good for me because you have it higher. So we're in lockstep here. But I think this is a real doozy. It's a real doozy. All right, we're moving in a good direction, I think, Marcus. Let's head to number 7. Number 7. What you got?
We got time manipulation. So pausing, rewinding, or fast forwarding time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Control time. Oh, look at that. It's
Dr. Strange.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of these powers, there's almost too much power. I think I put them lower because I don't feel like I could handle that. And so
what if you could never die and rewind time?
Right, like the existence is not even significant to you anymore. It's just so I don't even think I have an extended explanation for this one. I just, it's too much. It's too much. You would become addicted to doing everything perfectly, or you would just start time traveling and have no context of your own existence or when you take place.
Whenever I watch time loop movies, like Groundhog Day or Palm Springs or whatever, and I know the movie can only be a certain amount of time. You're a producer, you get it, but I always feel like the main character gets depressed way too quickly. So like for me, I do think you would get depressed if you were stuck in the same day for the rest of your life. But I think there's a lot of fun to be had before you get there, like more than is had in the movies. I think there's like so many different tweaks and knobs and things that you can do differently every day that I do think that there's a lot of fun to it. And I don't think I would get lost in the ochres with having the ability to do it all the time. I like this one a lot. But yeah, I think what I'm starting to realize about superpowers is all of them are bad. They're all bad.
Thank you.
They all,
I guess it goes on the top half. You'll see.
They all can be used for such massive evil, or they all can lead you to a depressing life that is a lonely existence. All of these can. Every one of the, if you can hear other people's thoughts and no one else can, you're going to be lonely. If you can manipulate time, you're going to wind up lonely. If you're immortal, you're going to wind up lonely. Like, this is, you know what? This has made me thankful for all my flaws, Brian. You know what I mean?
That makes one of us, Dan. I'll say this. I had this thought as I watch. Anytime Doctor Strange is in one of these movies, I have the thought like, that's pretty darn good. I kind of have this thought like that's kind of a trump card. Like even in like, the most recent Spider-Man movie, like even though Spider-Man can do some dope stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like my guy needs Doctor Strange. My guy needs, in order to do the things that they need to do, this is kind of like this guy that can control time, bend it, shape it. Like, there's a lot to that that's very powerful that we don't think about when we think about the super strength and all like the blah, 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 like, bullet bouncing off of us, which is really dope. But the controlling time is, I don't know. I kind of think of it as this trump card.
I don't know how. Sense. I mean, go ahead, Marcus.
I was going to say certainly the most powerful one of the 4 we have right now, right?
I mean, if you can live forever, if you can control time, but someone can shoot you and kill you, living forever is more power, period. I'm sorry. Like, there's no way.
Can you control the time from beyond the grave? Can you
no. That would be immortal, right? If you killed this person, their superpowers used. You can't convince me that time manipulation is more powerful than immortality. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But is it a better one? Maybe. Is
but
it more
better?
Yeah. Is it less depressing? Yeah, maybe.
But the impact that you can have with the ability to control that, like eternal youth, a lot, like it gives you as a solitary individual this like never-ending
Think of how
runway,
much
but
change you could
controlling
make in that time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
I like this list so far. So far, so good. Let's get to number 6, and then how about we take a break after
I
that?
love
You
that
like
plan.
that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Number 6. Marcus, what you got?
We got invulnerability, resistance to harm, bulletproof skin, indestructibility. Wolverine.
Indestructibility at 6.
Yeah, and so here's why. I don't think I have a good explanation here.
When you auditioned for Wolverine,
I would love that. Wolverine's Albertan, by the way, and I'm Harry and Albertan, so I could play Wolverine great.
Yeah.
If Kevin Feige's listening.
yeah. Come on, Kevin.
Come on, Kevin.
Reboot that sucker.
That is true. Kevin is a big fan of the Diss List, and I'm glad
He
that
is
you
a
know
Kevin
that.
Feige, a
Yeah.
big Diss List supporter.
Big Diss
yes.
List.
Well-known listener.
Yep.
So invulnerability, like you can't be hurt, cut, arms broken, anything like that. Pretty good. That's why it's at 6. That's kind of where I don't really have an argument against it.
I'll say this: of the 5 up here, this is the one I would want the most, just from a practicality standpoint. Like the ability, like one of the things that keeps me from a lot of things is pain.
Yeah.
And the fear of getting hurt. And if I can kind of go into it and be like, you know what, at the end of the day, literally can't touch me, can't hurt me. That's pretty darn good. I would love this superpower.
I'm sure.
Your ability to do
your
ability to do good with this particular superpower is very high, which I like about it. It's like if you knew a terrorist was holding somebody hostage, you have no reason not to walk in there.
No reason
right?
not to.
Exactly.
That kind of stuff.
I think my problem here is I would probably want this one the most of any of them, but in my head, this is tied completely to immortality. Like if I'm indestructible, how am I going to die? When I'm 95 years old, am I still indestructible? These two are kind of similar to me, because if I'm immortal, I'm indestructible.
One's very like physicality based, like you're impenetrable, and then eternal youth, or that's what they call it. I can see the difference. Brandon, can you see the difference here?
I can see the difference.
But if I know I'm immortal, if I'm stuck at 28, 38, I don't care. 40, I'm 42 right now. If I'm stuck at 42 forever, I'm still running into the building that's being robbed, knowing I can't die. Just like if I'm indestructible, right? If I'm gonna skydive.
Well, no, because eternal youth is like
you can still get boo-boos.
You can,
But I can't get the big boo-boos because I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, but the small boo-boos are what keep me from doing a lot of things.
If I skydive,
and I think you're getting it. It's like you can be shot, but like if you left your own devices, you'll live forever. No. Nobody's healing here. There is no healing. Okay. I think we need to take healing off the table. I think I actually might have that.
Then how am I immortal, Marcus? How am I immortal if I can die?
Simply because you won't die if left to your own devices, really. Like if you, like any of us.
The blood keeps
flowing. So that's just all of us. We're all, we are going to die, I guess we're going to deteriorate. But what you're saying is that as long as you don't do anything dangerous, you're going to live forever. That's useless. I'm like,
it's 10.
That's really, yeah. I've got to switch my thing then. Like that's immortality to me means you can't die. That's what that means.
Yeah, but I think that often my number 6 and my number 10 are coupled into one thing, right? But for the sake of this argument, I have separated those, and I am asking you to come on this journey.
No,
with me.
okay. You can see with immortality, you could still have boo boo.
You can't die,
but you can still have boo boo.
So what happens to boo boo?
Boo boo eventually gets better.
Great. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
So that means if I skydive and the parachute doesn't open, that won't kill me.
I'm not operating under those circumstances. I'm saying like physical damage results in death, even if you have my number 10. If you
Okay,
have my
well-
number 6, you will age into death, but you will be indestructible in the meantime.
Then my
Okay.
I've got to switch.
Interesting.
What I did.
Well, I don't know what you want to do about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're not really immortal. Got it. Immortality, but not really at 10. Got it. Okay. Got it. Cool. Awesome. That's a good one. That's a good one, Marcus.
Well,
Should
no,
we take
It's
a
called
break?
eternal youth. It's called eternal youth. It doesn't say immortality.
Literally, it says immortality in the list you sent us.
slash
Yeah.
eternal youth.
Man.
I know. That's you got
tough.
me. You got me. Take a break.
Let's take a break.
We're taking a break. We're taking a break. We broke it. We broke the show. We'll be back.
This list. Brandon Dan! Yeah!
We're doing well. We're doing
we
good.
are.
We're in good spirits today because we're talking superpowers.
That's right.
And you know what? What we're learning here is these can mean different things to different
Yep.
people. And
Yep,
that's
yep, yep.
okay. That's okay.
That's right.
Marcus, really quick before we get into number 5, give us that quick rundown at 10 through 6. Remind the folks what we're working with.
At number 10, we got eternal youth. At number 9, we have telepathy. At number 8, we have precognition. Number 7 is control time. Number 6 is invulnerability.
All right. All right.
The no boo boo.
How can we be
superpower.
depressed about superpowers at number 5, Marcus?
Let's find out. Number 5, what do we got?
Before I get into it, this is why I picked this list, because it's so argumentative.
Yeah.
Because what's not defined with just one word of a superpower is all these little things,
That's
all
right.
these little minutiae that we're getting into.
I love
of like, do you have willpower over this? Can you turn it off? Can you turn it on?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's almost
I
like
love it.
these aren't real.
What?
You know?
Get out of here. It's like they're fake.
Okay, number 5, animal communication.
Huh.
You can talk
Ooh.
to animals. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know. I saw that one. I looked at a big list of like 20 of these, and I was like, that sounds awesome. Why
Number
not?
5 is talking to animals.
Can I tell you why I love this one? And if you had told me initially, I would have said this doesn't belong on this list. But now that I'm thinking about it, this is almost, you have to go out of your way to be a villain with this one. Like if I could talk to my dog, I mean, come on, I can talk to my dogs. That's
What
awesome.
if you had like so what it really said on my little thing was talking to or commanding creatures. And so if you had like a Charlie Manson-esque control over your entire neighborhood set of dogs,
Dude.
then maybe you could be
But
villains. with this.
telling the bees not to sting my kids, going scuba diving without a shark tank around me. Just going scuba diving and be like, shark's here. What's up, shark? You can't bite me. I can control you. That's awesome.
That is cool.
Like, you want to talk about living life to the fullest. I love this.
But
I love it.
But what is, obviously this is dope to have. It would be fun to experience. But what do you do with it?
So much.
What's the good?
Connect.
What's the good?
You connect,
Well,
man.
Yes, I
Yeah, I
understand.
think-
But like there's so many times that animals are sick that you don't know why they're sick. And if you knew that the animal was having pain in a certain area, you could fix that for them.
But yes, I guess I'm just thinking
You could stop horse racing altogether. As soon as you explain it to the horse, you're going to be like, hey, you don't understand. If you turn an ankle, that's it, buddy. That would be it. That would be it for horse racing.
Yeah, but how do
could
you use it?
so much
How do you
good.
use it to stop a terrorist?
Is that the definition
mean,
of
no,
superpower?
That's the thing, I guess. What I realized as like putting this list together is what you learn a lot about yourself when you're making a list of 10 superpowers. And what I learned is that some of the more powerful things left me kind of isolated and therefore fell to the back half of my list.
This brings people
And
together.
What came to the top of my list, and I'll tease number 1, probably does this more than any of them, is brings people together, is connection. And so I think I'm less interested in hurting people or even helping people. I just want to like connect.
But
with
think
people.
about
and that's where my list is leading me.
if you could have animals as witnesses. Like, so you can't be everywhere at once.
but if you're the only,
if my dog was a reliable source of information for me, or whomever, you could really think about the crime you could crack down on, Brand.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
defense. Bring in your
think
next
about how
witness.
many policemen. Dude, think about how many policemen might actually have to live up to their crimes if the dogs could talk.
But here's the thing: is if you're the only communicator for said animals, then it's all on your word, right?
Yes,
you're like, well,
correct.
yeah, the dog is saying that he did this.
Then you can do something. You can talk to the animal and say, "Hey, sick him." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you take. There's so much to play with here, and it's all positive. I love it. Okay. I love it.
If you're seeking power with this particular thing, I mean, the ability to command them and harness them. Like if you were like, every whale in the ocean, I want to go attack this nuclear submarine or something like that. It's like suddenly it's very powerful.
Yes.
Birds.
Oh, man.
You can do with birds.
Terrifying.
Let's talk about the birds.
Can we talk about the birds?
Command an army of birds. That's tough.
You guys are never talking about the birds.
You got to talk about the birds.
Put a bird on it. I don't know. I understand what everybody's saying. This is the first one to me that I just went,
I'm here.
It'd be nice.
I'm here for it.
It'd be that'd be nice.
After the existential crisis that was numbers 10-6, this was really pleasant.
I will say, yes.
Yeah. The first half of your list was a midlife crisis. This one is fantastic.
But again, one of the big questions is can you turn it on and off, right? Like if you're walking down the street and it's always just
hey,
lumber
give me a
smell.
treat.
I want to
Sausage.
Smell that butt. It's like
squirrels.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, like you would notice really quickly how just single focused, some animals are, which would be probably an annoying feature. But
probably most of them too.
Yeah. All right, number 4,
the big dogs.
Number 4. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm embarrassed because this one's going to be out of left field with the MO of my list. But number 4 is mind control.
Okay.
Influencing others' actions, which that's only devious, and so now I'm not really sure where my head was at.
Yeah, Marcus' secret villain. Interesting.
I don't think I could resist this one. I was like, that one sounds really cool, so I'm going to put it pretty high up. But yeah, only villainous implications here.
I mean, you can use it for good.
You could control other people in their. You could take people's agency for good. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's like if terrorists doing bad stuff, don't do the bad stuff.
That's right.
Bada bing, bada boom. You just got mind controlled.
My issue.
How close?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, how close do you have to be in that case? I guess, like, do I have to get on a plane to go to the terrorist?
Because again, I don't want boo-boo, right?
No.
So if I'm gonna have to get through a bunch of people, but then I could just be like, don't shoot at me, don't shoot at me.
Yeah. What's the
true.
proximity of your mind control? I think is 1, and 2. This to me is telepathy plus. You can't control someone's mind unless you know what they're thinking. Right. So you've taken the superpower of telepathy and then you've added another step, which is I can change their thoughts and use them as chess pieces, which is super villain stuff. Yeah. That's super villain stuff.
But that's why it's 4,
That's why it's 4, but it's super villain stuff.
And if you look at the list, it's like telepathy and then telepathy plus, right?
Telepathy plus, but telepathy plus is super villain. Telepathy is like, hey, how can I be better? This person thinks this about me. How can I be better? Or how can I determine why someone would like a Domino's pizza? You know what I mean? Like I can do that on my own.
But what mind control sort of implies, it's a one-way valve, right? Like you're not exactly absorbing what their pre-existing thoughts are because that's not even relevant. You're just like, I'm gonna make it be what I want it to be.
Sure. Well, you can't do that without the other, right? But it is definitely more of a power than telepathy.
You could do it without the other. If you like,
you can do it without the other.
You can
just for kicks and giggles. I could just be like, hey, go to the bathroom.
I see what you're saying. So you're just like, I'm going to make this person just dance.
Regardless of if they have a thought in their mind.
I got you. Like hypnosis.
Yeah.
Kind of.
In a sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, Telepathy Plus
Inception.
Coming to Roku New Year pretty soon. And you can subscribe. It's going to be pretty cool.
Telepathy Plus, a great show.
Oh, it's going to be
We've all been working on it together. It's been great. Really a lot of fun.
Subscribe now.
All right. Number 3, Marcus is getting real.
Number 3 is shape-shifting, changing appearance, identity, or even form.
Wow. Marcus, as long as no one's going to trust you.
I know my list is kind of all over the place.
If Marcus can control people's minds and turn into anything, you never are going to know whether you have a sincere Marcus in front of you.
That is true. That is true.
I'm an actor.
They're powerful.
That is true. As an actor, you're a bit of a shapeshifter, so maybe that's what stuck out to you with this one.
Yeah, I can play a plow driver, a mayor, a dog walker, real shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Okay, so shapeshifting is like, I mean, we know what it is, but like, Jennifer Lawrence from X-Men is kind of who I was thinking of here.
Mystique.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
They had there was a villain in the old Batman TV show I watched as a kid called False Face. And it was basically somehow he put a mask on like Mission Impossible, but it made him look like whomever he wanted to look like. Yeah. But Mystique is the purest form of shapeshifting.
I think in the graphics used a Beast Boy, which I don't think is a very well-known superhero.
The graphics went with a deep cut there. Yeah. Beast Boy could have been Mystique easily.
Can shapeshift into animals?
Yes, great. It's weird.
It's niche. That is a niche pick.
The graphics department has not seen Minority Report, but went straight to Beast Boy here at number 3, which is fascinating.
Well, that's pretty cool, though.
Interesting.
Transform into an animal?
Yeah, it's cool, man. So cool.
That'd be cool.
What do you think about this?
What would you use it for, though?
Yeah.
Like when would you apply this in the best scenario?
I think this
Beast Boy specifically, or this
any
superpower. Which one are you?
That is where my head's going. I'm like, what animal do I want to be? And when? And
well,
why?
I mean, if you could turn into a rhino.
Can we talk about the birds?
Let's talk
about
the birds.
We're not talking enough about the birds, and I've said that.
Because then you get flight.
Yeah.
That's included.
That's right.
That's included. I like this one okay, I think. I can definitely see a lot of cases where this would be very helpful. Is it 3? Is it a top 3 superpower? I don't know, Marcus. That's kind of where I'm wrestling with this. There's some other ones that you already have on this list that I just think, when I think of power, of the supernatural nature.
See, here's the thing. Another thing I'm realizing with this list. Okay, to use the chip example again, it's like what you make a list of 10 best chips. What's your aim? To decide what the best taste of chip is. This is so open-ended. It's like, what's your aim with your superpower? That would completely shape your list.
I'm so different than Brand on this one. I think this is a Mount Rushmore superpower.
Really?
And here's why, is because it incorporates so many other superpowers. Can you be invisible if you shapeshift? No, but yes, you can. If I don't look like me, then I am still in a room and people don't know it. Can I have telepathy with shapeshifting? I can't, but I kind of can, because I'm going to hear what people think because they don't know that I'm there. Can I do a lot of these other things?
And in a sense, you could also get eternal youth. You could look like Tuck from Tuck Everlasting.
That's right.
If you wanted to.
This power contains multitudes. It allows me to have a little bit of a buffet, just enough of the others without the existential crisis. I love this. 3 might be too low. I love it.
Wow.
I love this power. I think that this allows you to do the most. Now, is it a little bit of a sticky wicket when it comes to ethics and your loved ones? You bet it is. But from a standpoint of getting the most bang for your buck for one superpower, that's not immortality, then yeah, I like this.
Talk about spicing up the bedroom, though. Am I right? Am I right, boys? Boys get it, right?
Are we talking enough about the birds?
Yeah, let's talk about them birds.
I don't think we're talking enough.
Go birds. All right, I like this. Number 2, we're getting to it now.
2. Okay, invisibility. Sneaking around unseen.
So Marcus is a creeper. Marcus is a creeper. That's what he is.
If I was invisible, we call this the Clay Aiken.
The Clay Aiken is what we call it, yeah.
I like to people watch, and it's very hard to do and not be super weird, right? You sit at like a cafe, you have a coffee, you look out at the park, and you wonder what everybody's life is and stuff. But eventually they see you staring and it gets weird.
But not if you're invisible. Then it never gets weird.
Not if you're invisible. Then you can follow them all day.
You can stalk in peace.
So I just want to stalk.
Real quick clarification. If you're invisible, can people, if they hit you, will they still feel it?
That's interesting.
My wife's staring at me like, why? Yeah, you still have a physical presence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
I like it.
Nobody wants to comment on it.
This is so like
obviously we all want to stalk Marcus. That is, I think
we all want to stare at people and not worried if we've been staring too long.
Yeah, we all want to get
I'm
away
the only
with
one
it.
with the balls to admit it. Apparently,
I listen. I think that there's an obvious upside to invisibility. Is it stalking or is it helping? I think that there's an obvious upside here. But I mean, if you've seen the movie Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon, it can go the other way.
He takes it too far. I don't want to Hollow Man anybody.
Yeah. We want that on the record. Marcus Rosner does not want to Hollow Man anybody.
Could you actually say that? That'd be really good for us.
He said it. He said,
okay, good.
He said, I don't want to Hollow Man anybody.
One more time for clarity. I do not want to Hollow Man anybody. I remember the scene. I don't want to do that.
But he did put it at number 2 on his list, everybody.
He just want to walk around and follow you.
He wants
the opportunity to Hollow Man someday.
I will say this.
My wife obviously not act on.
My wife and I go on a date, and we love making up stories for the other couples in the restaurant. It's something that we love to do. And it is fun. It's above board. We don't wish we were invisible to follow them to see if we're accurate or not. But it might not be a bad idea. I don't know. Number 2. Sounds
like a fun afternoon.
That's right. And I want to be very clear before we move any further. Marcus put living forever at 10, and he put getting to watch someone as long as he wants it to. Just so we're both on the same page here.
Marcus just wants a fun day at the mall.
Without anybody knowing. That's all he wants. Nothing crazy.
I don't want the stakes too high.
That's right. You don't want to Hollow Man anybody.
That's fair. All right, before we get to 1, Marcus's list is number 10, Eternal Youth. Number 9, Telepathy. Number 8, Precognition. Number 7, Controlling That Time. Number 6, Invulnerability. Number 5, Them Animal Comms. Number 4, Mind Control. Number 3, Shape Shifting. Mr. Beast. I'm sorry, Beast Boy style.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast
that
style.
Didn't make the list.
Mr. Beast style. And then number 2, Invisibility, so you can just creep on a person. And that gets us to number 1. Marcus, give it to us.
Number 1 is a superpower the only superpower I've frequently thought about wishing I had throughout my life as somebody who has all these loved ones at various places. I wish I could teleport, and teleportation is the number 1 for me.
That's a good one.
I don't think there's a lot of, you could not be coaxed into negativity. Usually, you wouldn't be lured into the dark side with this one so much. I don't think there's a lot you could do with it that would be negative. And I think it would increase your connection to those that you love by being able to be with them all the time. So,
I mean,
there we are.
This is a great one.
Yeah.
I do think that criminals would use this for alibis. I do. But I think that from a standpoint of wanting to be a good husband and father and friend and coworker and all these things, teleportation allows you to get the most out of your finite life.
Yeah.
Because the time, and you know this because you travel all over Canada, we found out real big. Sometimes Marcus flies to Greenville from Toronto. Sometimes he flies from a different province, and it's not near the same amount of time to get here. And so the amount of time you spend traveling just because of where your production company is, where you may be living, where you may be shooting, just in Canada alone, like, if you could not spend that time and get that time, this is a pure transactional, it's a transaction. Time is money. And you get all of that money back in your time account if you don't have to use it to travel. And if I don't get immortality or invulnerability and I know my life is finite, I can cut out all of the flights and all of the, I don't know if I want to cut out all the road trips. Sometimes they're fun, but I can cut out all of the menial flights and just get that time back, and I could be at more places. Yeah, sign me up. This is the most practical. I don't know if it's the most powerful, but it's the most practical.
It's a good one because there are obvious ways to use it as a superhero, and there are obvious ways to use it as just a good pal. And I think that's nice.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice feature to have in a superpower at number 1.
Like if you were to go, if you got, for instance, if you got to be able to be on a game show with a 90s television star.
Yeah.
like Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel.
Yeah, for instance, if Steve Urkel hosted a game show and you got to be on the show.
Yeah.
And you
like
had
on
to
October
drive
1st at 5 p.m.
Yeah, October 1st at 5 p.m. on the Game Show Network.
Hypothetically
if you
speaking.
were on that show.
Yeah.
And you got there to film it, and it was 3 or 4 hours away.
Yes.
And you realized you forgot your driver's license.
Right.
And you had to have your ID to be on the show. Hypothetically speaking, if this ever happened, not that this is such a weird scenario that we're talking about, but if it did, if you drove with your best buddy down 4 hours and you had to have this thing in order to appear on the show with Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
If you had teleportation, one, you would have not driven the 4 hours. You'd have just teleported down to the hotel. But you could have teleported back, grab your wallet, and no one would have known what a doofus you are.
Yep.
But if you had the power, it would have helped a lot.
But I don't.
Clearly a hypothetical.
I don't have the power.
Yeah.
I don't have
There's no way Brian Harold got up out of his bed at 10 p.m. and drove and met Bran halfway.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy that Brian.
Also, Bran and I, October 1st, 5 p.m. Game Show Network. He and I are going to be with Urkel on the flip side.
On the flip
It's a little game show.
Urkel hosted a thing I was at years ago, and my buddies, I invited two of my buddies from Northern Alberta to LA. There was like a lifetime premiere event for a bunch of Christmas movies. Urkel was hosting, and he introduced all the stars of the films who came on stage, and I'm standing next to him. And my buddies are in the crowd, both flipping me double birds to try to make me laugh, which they were.
Yep.
And then Urkel turns to me and he goes, "Why are those guys giving me the finger?"
That's so great.
I was like, "No, those are my idiot friends, and they're
giving
doing that
me
to me."
the
And
finger.
we're at an after party afterward, and they all they're both very apologetic to him. Like we were trying to mess with him. I'm so sorry. Anyway,
Jaleel White's a national treasure. We had a fun time hanging out with him. So
great guy.
Yeah,
great
dude.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Let's take a break, Dan. You and I are going to spend some time in the lab trying to make this list even better. If it's even possible, we'll find out. Here on the Diss List. Calm down. Brandon Dan!
Hey, yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. That's that new drummer.
He messed with us, Jaron.
Threw us off a little bit.
He went to Jaron.
We are talking superpowers today. Marcus
What an enlightening
Rosner
discussion
is
we've
here,
had. Yeah.
Our favorite wannabe stalker. And this is what he gave us. This is what he gave us to work with, Dano. Run it down for us.
10 eternal youth, 9 telepathy, 8 precognition, 7 time control, 6 invulnerability, 5 animal communication, 4 mind control, 3 shape shifting, 2 invisibility, and number 1 teleportation. You know, our graphics department leaned heavily on the X-Men, and then when Nightcrawler's right there, they went with something else.
Well, it's just to showcase it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah.
Marcus, looking at your list now, anything you wish you had done differently?
I mean, so many things, but
don't help us.
Shape-shifting would be lower.
Wow. I love shape-shifting.
I think I was more sold on control time given our conversation. But overall, I mean, teleportation is really the only one that matters to me. And I like where that sits. So I'm interested to hear. Here's the thing. If you're going to mess with my list, please tell me what your motivations are. What are you trying to accomplish with the powers?
I love that because that's exactly how I went about this.
How about you go first, Dano?
So, Marcus, I felt like there were 2 that I could eliminate because there were 2 similar ones, right? So like after describing them, not as much, but invulnerability and immortality to me, I can have one of those 2, and I think it should be really high up. I was mistaken with the eternal youth thing, to be fair, but I think those are repeats. In my mind, being able to live forever and being indestructible are the same thing. So I took one of those out because I think I can have one with both. That's my personal opinion. Telepathy and mind control, I think, are similar enough to where I don't know if I would want. I feel like there's way too much power involved in controlling people's minds, but knowing what people think can really affect a lot of outcomes, especially in a more micro setting, which is how I take it. I can't know what everybody's thinking at once across the world. I can know what the person in the room with me is thinking. And I think that helps facilitate a lot of anger. I think that get rid of, alleviate a lot of anger, facilitate a lot of goodwill and good relationship building. So I like that. So I took off invulnerability and mind control because I felt like I get those anyway. That's what I did. The two that I brought to the list. Number one that I brought to the list is flying. Maybe this is.
Let's think about the birds, Marcus.
Yes.
Can we talk about the birds?
Yeah. So I think that, I was worried because teleportation is its own thing. If I wanted to get from here to London immediately, I wouldn't fly unless I wanted to see the sights. I would teleport. But if I wanted to save someone or grab something or, be of use in a scenario to save someone, flying comes in a lot more handy than teleportation. Teleportation is much more practical. But if I want to help put out a burning fire, I can get that fire hose and fly up to the 5th floor. Bingo, bango, save time. Teleportation just allows me to burn up there.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So flying, I think, has a lot of practical things that teleportation doesn't. Teleportation is the most practical, but I do think there are times you would fly instead of teleport, and I really like that as an addition to this list. Maybe it's because it's the first thing I thought of when I heard we were doing
and sometimes you just need to be in the air, and as nice as it is to teleport, you could teleport into the air, but then you would fall.
Think about
you need to think about that.
There's so many fun things you could do. Like if you wanted to, if all of a sudden, let's say I lived in town in the Bronx and the Yankees are at a really pivotal point in the game, and I want to witness the bird's eye view of them winning the World Series.
Think about the birds.
I just fly right up there. I can't teleport. I can't teleport up. I'll just fall. I can't do that. I fly up and I hang out in the air up there and I watch the last out of the World Series from the top of the Yankee State. I mean, come on. There's so much about flying that I think
if I may poke a hole in that real quick, I think Brandon and I just used our telepathy to understand that you could, in fact, teleport up, fall, up.
That's true. You could do it on a loop, but
and then you're constantly falling. Yeah. That sounds awful.
You're fall flying.
Yeah, you would. I think you would be a little bit distracted while watching that game.
So I added that one, and then the other one that I add is elemental manipulation. Okay. So being able to control the 4 elements. Mm. So
earth, wind, and fire.
Earth, wind, fire, water.
Do you remember?
Earth, wind, water, fire. To be able to control those, I think, gives you the ability to do a lot of really good things. I mean, to be able to start a fire, to put out a fire, to freeze something instantly. How many times have you gotten home with that warm 12-pack of beer? And if only these were ice cold right now. Talk about practical. Or like the swimming pool. I could heat this up. I can cool it down. Elemental manipulation, I think there's a lot of practical benefits for it. I think teleportation is still better just because getting to be with someone instantly. Anytime I leave my family, there's something about that day you're traveling back where you just kind of ache to be home. I loved going to Salt Lake City. It was a blast. But that day you're traveling, it's like, I got 8 hours to travel. And if I could make this 8 hours go by like this, I think teleportation's still better from that perspective. But being able to do this helps. There's a lot of scenarios where it would help to be able to control all 4 of those things a lot. So I'm here for that one. I think that one has to be on the list, even more so than flying, even though I have flying higher, which I probably shouldn't have done. So here's what I did. I moved invisibility down to 10 because it would be nice, but it's creepy. It's creepy. Sure. And I moved immortality, which I'm combining with invulnerability for my motivation, up to 2 because you can live forever and you can't be destructible. For me, that's what that means is if you're 40, there are some negatives, but at the end of the day, that allows you a little bit of the rest of these. It just does. And then I put elemental manipulation at 9 and replaced mind control because I'm keeping telepathy in and I'm moving it up to 4. I told you I thought it was a Mount Rushmore superpower to be able to know what people are thinking. That is up there at 4. I moved mind control down and then I took it out. Elemental manipulation at 9. Number 8, I have precognition, fine where it is. 7, time manipulation, fine where it is. 6, flying, which replaced invulnerability because remember I combined invulnerability and immortality. 5, animal comms, 4 telepathy, which I moved up, 3 shape-shifting, 2 immortality, and 1 teleportation. So my list, 10 invisibility, 9 elemental manipulation, 8 precognition, 7 time manipulation, 6 flying, 5 animal communication, 4 telepathy, 3 shape-shifting, 2 immortality, number 1 teleportation. That's what I've done.
What do you think about
I got
that?
no, I got no qualms with that. I will just say that the elemental control graphic is so cool.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know
cool.
what's going on there,
I
but
don't
that
either,
is the
but it's
best
pretty
graphic.
awesome. Just going to get that
Yeah,
tattooed.
the thing about this list is so who's right?
Who's
You
who?
know,
Well, you get to
who's
decide.
to say?
You do.
Okay, okay,
You get to say.
That's right.
that's how it works. I forgot.
All right. Okay. Well, the good news is I brought 2 different ones to replace. So that's nice. So we
Good.
really
You
got
didn't do flying or elemental
I
manipulation.
did
love
not. I did
it. Wants to be able to eat all the foods.
brother.
Brandon wants to be able to not be picky.
Unlimited
That's his superpower.
or just unlimited tummy, you know, like
Unlimited
if you could
tummy.
just
Ooh, really go.
That could be a power.
That
I
could
did
get out
not,
of hand
though.
in a hurry.
I did the flying of the ground, which is super speed. For a couple,
It's the flying of the ground,
Yeah.
if you've heard of it.
super speed, I think is one, dope, but 2, I just really like the Flash, you know, and so there is something about being able to get to, you know, obviously teleportation is the better version of this.
Yeah.
As it is with flying in a sense, but there is a bit of like time control here as well, because if you're running very fast, there's obviously we've all seen the movies, but like Flash is able to do things in that second because he's so fast, right? So even though it's not controlling time, in a sense it is, because it's slower for him as he's going super fast. I just love the Flash, and so I put it on the list. It is flying of the ground. And then I also included the super strength, which is just great, right? Like something big, you know,
You lift a car.
The truck is coming and you stop it. The building's falling and you throw it the other way. A lot of use cases.
You doing this is my favorite.
Obviously,
Hey!
I'm comfortable with
I
super
moved
straight.
the building.
People, can you imagine me with super straight? Get out of here. And so there are so many obvious use cases for this. Obviously, you can use it for bad, but there's just like in your day-to-day life, like I think this would come in handy a lot. There's, as with so many of these, there is the element of like controlling it. So you have to like, you got to learn your strength, right?
Yeah.
Because
How
I don't
much?
want to be
What
like,
is
what's
super
up, bud,
strength?
and then throw
It's
you
not
out.
unlimited strength. Like, can you lift a building? Can you lift a? There's a lot of play there.
There's
I like
a
it.
lot of
I like
there's
it.
a lot of play there. I am gonna get rid of the opposite of what Dan did. I'm keeping mind control, getting rid of telepathy.
Whatever.
I
I'm
think
fine with
mind
it.
control is the more power. It is telepathy plus. And so
Telepathy
I'm
plus.
keeping the plus, right? And then I'm also going to get rid of, what did I get rid of? Replace. Oh, I'm getting rid of an animal communication. Even though it would be dope, I'd love to have a conversation with my dog. If I'm thinking like, I'm really thinking about the superhero of it all. It obviously, animal communications is a superpower, but
Brand hates animals. You heard it here first, guys.
that's exactly right. So if you look at this list that you brought so wonderfully, one of these things is not like the other. And like just being able to be like, "What up, dog?"
I
Like,
don't know.
I don't know.
if I agree with that.
Well,
I think they're all could be superpowers.
sure. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to keep Eternal Youth at 10 because there's a lot of weight that comes with that. It's awesome. It's great, but
It's so powerful. It needs to be 10th.
That's exactly right. I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it. I'm doing super speed at 9, replacing telepathy. I am flipping invisibility with you get it. Because I just think it's the power of being able to see that future.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, but go ahead, Marcus. What do you say?
I was curious if the graphics department ran out of room or spelling capability. Super strength.
Super strength.
Probably
Yes,
the spelling. It was probably the spelling.
No. It was
Because invulnerability is looking pretty wide over there. I think you had room for another letter.
No,
You did. Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
I'm getting word they did not. They tried their best, and they were hoping that Noah would notice. And then I brought shape shifting down to 7 and moved controlling time. I've already talked about it, but I think it deserves to be in the top 3.
Shape shifting down.
And then I'm keeping invulnerability. I think it is different than Eternal Youth. I thought your explanation for both of those was perfect.
Oh, good God.
I am putting super strength at 5, replacing the animal communication, mind control 4, controlling time at 3. And then teleportation number 1. Absolutely, 100%. Okay, so you got some things to decide here, Marcus. You've got some things to decide. You've got my list. You've got Dan's list.
That's right.
Do you want me to stay on Dan's for a little bit, then go back to mine?
So he put in super speed and super strength. I put in flying and elemental control.
Right.
And then we both kept teleportation the same. I moved immortality up because that's what I took it as. Bran took out telepathy and kept mind control.
Yep.
I kept telepathy, took out mind control. Whatever. I think you're a wash there. There you go. Super strength.
Super strength.
Super strength.
Yeah. What are you thinking here, Marcus? Talk it through with us.
Yeah, here's where the mind's at. Go back to Dan's list for a sec, if you would.
It's never a good sign.
Okay. So I think given Dan's seeming inability to separate Eternal Youth from invulnerability,
Sure.
which I took time and effort to explain in detail to no success. I'm going to disqualify this list from my consideration, only because he did take Eternal Youth, which I had at 10, moved it all the way up to 2. So we're just not on the same page.
Well, it's almost like we obviously we did this now. It's almost like we did it before hearing the explanation.
Almost. But
and then
we've arrived here how we've arrived here.
And the graphics department was locked. So almost like that.
Just for the record. So just you say who won?
Yeah.
Well, it brings us. Can I consider my own list, or is it just literally between?
It's got to be mine or Brand's. And if mine's disqualified, that means
the winner is Bran.
Bran, congratulations. You're on a real roll right now,
I am
sir.
on a
He's really
heater,
doing it.
folks.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm on a heater, which
Yes.
I've never been in my life. So this feels
It's a
pretty
big
good.
deal. That
So
one time at the casino, we were on a heater.
Yes. Let me ask you this. Just thinking about the 2 additions.
Would you rather
Would you rather have
flying and elemental manipulation
or super speed and super strength?
Super speed, super strength.
So I have to pick one of the pairs?
Yes.
Or I can pick.
Who do you think brought the better pair of new additions that was missing from your list?
Give me Dan's first one again.
Flying and elemental manipulation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dan's, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because that elemental manipulation I think is very clever.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I felt great about what I was adding.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
But
I lost. And Bram won. And that's all there is to it. Congrats, buddy.
thank you.
Consolation prize.
Yeah.
Marcus, tell the people what's going on. What do you got to promote? You got anything to promote?
He's on Netflix. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah. What do we got to promote?
That's why he's wearing red.
A lovely movie called what the heck did they land on? It's not called My Final Victim anymore. It's now called The Girl Who Lived. The Little Girl Who Lived. The Little Girl Who Lived is what Lifetime has.
The Little Girl Who Lived? Man, I hate that.
Well, that
I have no opinion on it.
Of course not.
In a hypothetical world where we reviewed it and already recorded the episode, that makes that fun.
Yeah, it does. So fun.
So that movie's coming out sometime in the next couple months on Lifetime. Lovely little thriller with myself and Brittany Bristow, produced by your friends at Northern Gateway Films in the lovely town of Edmonton, Alberta.
Shout out.
Shout out. We're currently filming. I mean, they did a press thing, so it's definitely fine to say. We're currently filming season 4 of Sullivan's Crossing, which I'll be joining. And then beyond that, I should have a Christmas movie coming out but I don't know where it's landing yet, so I won't say too much about that. It's me and Vanessa Lenges, and it'll be somewhere.
The day after Thanksgiving on the Hallmark Channel at 8 p.m. That's what I just heard.
Do you know that? Is that
No,
actually
no,
just
no,
joking?
that-
Oh, okay.
no.
Like, you would know more than me on that front, usually.
Yeah.
Your face, though, you were like, holy, like, let's do it.
That sounds fun, though. That's a
Yeah.
fun pairing.
Yeah,
All
I
things,
think so.
you know, all things considered, the
she's-
Marcus of it all. It's a fun
she's-
pairing.
I think so. She's quite zany, and I'm
Yeah.
quite surly, and so I think that usually makes a
Good.
nice
It makes a good time usually. That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
yin and yang. That's all that comes to mind. I'm sure I forget something, but yeah, that's all I should. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's all he's got. That's it. Dan, I'm sorry you lost, but
It's
the
okay.
good news is we're going to come back next week and we're going to do another episode,
That's why it's
another
fun.
list.
That's why it's fun, Bram.
And then this, Marcus, 3-timer club at this point for the diss list. You've
2 more, and I get a jacket, right?
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
Pet peeves. I mean, we count the chip episode, but it wasn't your list. So,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it is.
Guest,
Four-
guest
yeah.
star.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can't wait to have you back soon. Until next time,
Keep
keep
dissing
dipping
those
into those
lists.
lists. Diss List with Brandon Man. It's the Diss List with Brandon.